Alright, so in this variation, we got the pulling hose on the low, and then we got the commando soprano. So, here's the thing about Rambo, especially in this variation. Your opponent cannot wake up buttons at all against Rambo. This string right here, his little washed up Kun Lee fucking kicks, right? It shuts everything down. Let's agree. Noob sidebot players are notorious for waking up buttons. They're just good. Like, Noob sidebot is just a really good character waking up buttons. Like, let's literally break his shit down. He has this button that's, oh my god, it's fucking godlike. His down 4. How many times have Noob sidebot players just woke up and do shit like that? They'll even go with this button. Really good wake up buttons, if you ask me. Probably the best in the game. Now, what I'm gonna do is this right here. I'm gonna make him, I'm just gonna mash this shit. You feel it, like I'm mashing the shit out of it, right? So now I'm gonna put it on wake up delay get up random. It's on and we're gonna put it, right? So now, this works for these strings. If you do this grab, his forward grab, right? Even his back grab, what else do we have? A lot of his strings that would just leave him really nearby. Really, anyone. All of his throws, like even his short hop, right? You're gonna want to be doing his short hop a lot. It leaves Rambo pretty fucking close. Right there. Boom, right? Now, the beauty about this string right here. The first kick comes out in 12, the second one comes in 16. Now, if I do this to Noob sidebot, I don't really need to time it. No matter what, either the first hit is gonna get him or the second one. So let's actually just make him delay, right? Because he's whatever, right? It's random. It doesn't matter which kick lands. If he wakes up buttons on either of them, he's like fucked. So we're gonna do this string right here. You see that? Like even if like, right, so you saw it for that, and then we're gonna put it for no delay, right? Sorry, boom, boom, boom. It doesn't matter. And this works for all the characters. The only character that I've actually had trouble with, but I found a way, is Sonya. Her hitbox, when she wakes up, the only button that will give you issues is her down 3. But for the most part, this will work against every single character. Like with like any string that leaves like that ends like with your opponent falling down super nearby or in the corner, or even this right here, this button will work. You just need to get the timing for it. If the first kick does not land, the second one will. Your opponent is forced to block. This is so fucking good on wake up. At this point, I'm not going to really use any other strings. Like, I would say, oh, use this one, space your opponent out, but they could jump out, and then this one has whiffing issues. I don't know about you guys, it has whiffing issues. For me, it whiffs on certain characters, especially a lot of females. It is what it is. Now, what you're going to tell me. You could, roll out, you could wake up armor, whatever. That's when you have the pulling hose on the low. So now I'm going to make my opponent, right? He is going to forward roll. Same setups, all this shit. So this works for this, his forward grab, his back grab, his short hops, like just anything that really leaves your opponent nearby. Or even on this shit right here. Now I'm going to do this string right here. Boom. You step back, dash, and you punish. Forward roll, punish. Back roll. Sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Step back. Same timing. It is a fucking punish. And this works so I can show you that I'm not bullshitting. I fucked up. Boom, boom, boom. Punish. For all this shit. Even his throw. And even his fucking forward throw. So you really cannot do, like, the only thing you're forced to do, really, that would bypass that is jumping out. But still, you want to jump at me? Go the fuck right ahead. I will anti-air you and just start landing my slide, and that shit will just start adding up to my crushing blow for my slides. Go the fuck right ahead. It's not gonna fucking work. So Rambo if you really are patient with him, especially once, like, these throws will add up. All this little, his slide, I recommend, I mean, his sweep, I definitely recommend using his sweep. Like, it's ridiculous. Just knocking your opponents down with Rambo is terrifying, especially in this variation. You literally have an answer for everything. Literally, you really do. And then you start conditioning your opponent, then he'll just wake up blocking, you'll get your grab game going, and oh my god, don't get me started with that. So if you ask me, Rambo, waking up with Rambo, just block. Just block. And if you do block, like, you're gonna get grabbed one way or another. You're gonna get staggered. You're really fucked, like, honestly. So, you know, my Rambo right now is still in development. My Rambo's still not that great. But what I have been discovering in practice mode, this is like, there's so much more. There's way more that I have been discovering with Rambo. This is like, I feel like really important. I feel like people need to take notes on this shit. Like, Rambo, like, waking up to Rambo is just, it's a fucking nightmare. It really is. You know, if somebody, like, started doing this shit to me, like, rolling, like, really, I'm gonna get a full combo punish for rolling. And then not only that, but you could bypass waking up with this string right here on certain strings. And then this shit's a fucking guessing game. I could fucking get crushed. Yeah, Rambo is a fucking problem. But for the slide, I realized that, you know, I think the slide is weird. Like, you can't, like, dash up and do this shit. Like, you're gonna whiff. So in this one, you know, either step back, like, you could punish it, but it's weird. I have not mastered the time yet. I have not been practicing this. But if you're doing the slide, best thing to do is step back, you know, press your opponent with this, or even use your arrows, or even press them with this, or just walk up on them, block, and wait for them to either, you know, wake up fucking jumping and anti-air them. You know, you gotta be patient. So every time you punish your opponent for the slide, your opponent could wake up by the time you come up to him. I've tried it out. It's weird, but it is what it is. So in that case, just step back. If he's mashing buttons, you can catch him with that. You could oppress him with your bow. You could hit him with that. You know, there's shit you can do. Or you could just rush them down. It is up to you how you want to play. But for the slide, there's no real, I guess, what the fuck term is, oki or whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. It's such a stupid word. That being said, I would definitely recommend taking advantage of this, being able to oppress your opponent on wake up. Another thing that I really want to talk about is I think Rambo has some serious whiff issues. Like, he really does. For example, one thing I abuse with Rambo a lot is his down 3. To me, his down 3 is ridiculously good. It's right there with, you know, a character like, like Nightwolf. Like, his Nightwolf's down 3 is fucking really good, right? So, here's the thing about his down 3. Absolutely use it. You have the hit advantage of 12. I wish it was 13. Here's the problem that I always run into with this down 3. I'm always landing it at a distance, as you should. You should be landing this at a distance. Now, you only have 2 real good options to jail, because doing this, it's kind of a toss-up. Like, if I landed up close, I could jail this shit all day. Like, I could jail it all fucking day. But if I'm, like, landing it from, like, right here, and I have to, like, dash up and do it, especially online, your hit advantage could be gone and you can get poked out. It has happened to me, right? This is such a good stagger right here. Like, your opponent has to think about, oh, second hit or this, being safe, or sorry, boom, 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 boom. But then you could trade a poke, fuck it, I'll take it. Or you can literally do this, go into your overhead, do this, grab instead of going into your mid, or do this, and then there's hella shit you can do off of it. So if you land this and you can land that, you better do it, because it's the smart thing to do. But online, it could be a little iffy. Now, another thing that you can't do, that I would not recommend, is doing this and going into this string. This is a good string, in my opinion. It's really good, especially for pressuring. But this shit whiffs a lot. Especially characters that are mashing their down 3s, Jack, Sonya, Kung Lao. This shit's gonna whiff. If I land it from right here and I try going in, it's gonna whiff. Now, what's guaranteed, if you do your down 1 and go into this, the easiest fucking jail in the world. Same as this. Super fucking easy. Off of your down 1, this is what you should be doing. This is the only string you should be going. This, and then your highs. Or even this one. Whatever the fuck you feel like doing. If you land your down 1. But if you land this, the guaranteed button to go to is this one and this one. So I highly recommend that. These are just guaranteed. Every time you land this poke, no matter what fucking distance you're at, this shit is always gonna land. Same thing with this one. It's always gonna land. All the time. And absolutely add your fucking grab game. Abso-fucking-lutely. So boom, boom, grab, or boom, boom, grab. You know, and then what's really cool is that you can actually space this one out. Like, you could step back and then land it and create space. Now, when you do that, you could do a short hop. You could, you know, complete it, whatever, and just be safe or whatever. You are -7 if you know they're using Terminator or something. You're going to get punished. Just be mindful of that. Or, you know, you could throw his timing off with this one. You're -8. You could get, it's a tight ass punish, but it is possible. Or you could just stagger it, wait for your opponent to poke, and grab him. Being patient with Rambo, it's going to pay off. So, like, I would recommend even doing this and then blocking, and if your opponent pokes, grab them. Every time you grab your opponent, they're so fucked. Like, if you're really, really, like, using Rambo's tools on Wake Up, your opponent literally has to guess every time. And then at some point, they're going to realize, okay, I cannot Wake Up jumping. I cannot Wake Up buttons against this character. It's just not going to work. So this is something that I feel is very strong with Rambo. Like, I swear the only character that this button would actually whiff on was Sonya, but it just, you gotta wait just a little bit longer whether it is. But what's really good about it is that if the first one whiffs, the second one won't. And like, that's really fucking good. This is such a good button now. Not only that, it fucking goes through parries. Like, come on, like, abuse it now while you can. But that being said, I don't like making videos too long. I feel like I said what I needed to say. I'm having really fun with Rambo. I just can't wait to level up with him. That being said, hallelujah, haul back. Check you bastards later. Deuces.